Saturday, December 7th, 12:23 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. This sector I'm going to go over, I consider important at this point in time. The sector is basic materials, but the industry I'm going to go over is steel. Yep, metal, steel. We have a U.S. administration that's ending in a few weeks and a new one starting up. Different policies will affect commerce specifically. This one I'm focusing on is huge, the steel industry. If they were to increase tariffs, that would have an impact on these materials and the underlying products they go into. You determine on your own, are you expecting the new administration to make tougher policies on the steel industry or lighten up on them? Well, there's opportunities you could profit from that if you're right. I do want to show you so you could compare, much more transparent, much more situation awareness. The S&P 500, 5-year chart, each candle's a week. We made an all-time new high right here, all-time new high this week. And that sector, basic materials, which has several industries in there, one of them being steel. Yes, this year, we did make all-time high for the past 5 years. But this month, we are not at all-time high. Nope. We traded down. So me, based on these two, I'd be investing in the S&P 500 instead of basic materials. If you're one that wants to invest in single stocks, the opportunity, such as the sector steel, let's go look at that now. 9 companies I have here. Each chart is 5 years, it has less history. And we already know the S&P 500 and the basic materials stock ETF sector both made all-time new highs this year for the past 5 years. So again, looking at 5 years history, each candle's a week on this steel company, Cleveland-Cliffs. Yep, there's a high for the past 5 years. Here's the low, and very close to the low this year. Underperforming. Now again, if you're bullish and think this is going to turn around, well, trading opportunities. Closed at $11.84. Commercial Metal Company, CMC. Outstanding. Look at that. All-time new high for the past 5 years. Just like the S&P 500. So this one's doing better than the stock ETF for best basic materials. Nice run up. Here's the low for the past 5 years. Here's the high. And closed at $61.37. Next one, Mike Tango Uniform Sierra. Here's the low for the past 5 years. Here's the high. And we're coming off the low this year. Underperforming. Next one, November Uniform Echo. Here's the low for the past 5 years. Here's the high for the past 5 years. We're back inside the range of last year. That's not good. A lot of volatility here too. Next one, Romeo Sierra. Here's the low for the past 5 years. Here's the high. So this year we did make a high. And since then, we're below it. Now, situation aware, to let you know, some of these companies have done merger and acquisitions from companies outside the United States applying as well as the United States. So there's been some recent changes just recently under this current administration of these companies. Expect more of it to occur. High probability in the next administration. Still dynamics. Here's the low for the past 5 years. And look at that. All-time new high this year, but trending down since then. Tariffs. A lot of this has to do with tariffs. Both administrations, past, current, and the next one, put tariffs on imports and steel. So less competition, keeping prices high, profits big. Next one, Worthington Steel. Again, rather new company. Here's the low. And all-time new high this year made. Huge consolidation after that big impulse move up. Okay, United States Steel X. If you're not aware, there's a company in Japan that wants to buy this company, and this company's wanting to sell themselves to them. So we'll find out if the next administration is going to approve of it. If it improves the merger, less competition, what's the incentive to keep prices lower? Here's the low for the past 5 years. Here's the high. Interesting. And Olympic Steel Incorporated. Here's the low for the past 5 years. Here's the high, which was this year, and huge down. So big mixed singles, several of them made all-time new highs this year. Versus several of them really bad. Again, hands down, what I just showed you, the stock index of the S&P 500 is outperforming majority of these as well as the sector. So my thoughts are, for investing purposes, hey, you choose one of those steel stocks. I'll choose the other one, the S&P 500 futures. And for trading, I wouldn't personally invest in these companies. There are better products for trading because the spreads liquidity. Thank you as always for spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.